Howdy, and welcome to the Lunch Table, a podcast where me and my friends get together every week to solve the world's problems, because we're pretty fucking smart people. So, on that note, let me introduce who's around the table tonight. First, we have a pretty cool guest. A guest I haven't seen in a long... I mean, most of our guests, I guess, are from college and shit, because we're old now. We don't make it... You don't make any new friends when you're older.
Nope.
There's no new friends. So, we're checking up on this old buddy. Andrew, every time I rub my wood, it makes magical noises.
That's good.
LaVogue!
That was good.
Thank you.
That
He's
was
a
topical.
Git fiddler. He's a Git fiddler for those who don't know. So that and he moans like a walrus.
Uh-huh.
Not that I would know.
Oh, you know.
Oh, I do. My head game is like my facial hair, fire. And also around the table tonight, my right-hand man, Mr. Google himself. Drew, my chop can block any cock. Loutzenhiser!
I look like a watermelon today. Like, you want to see my stretch marks?
You look like a watermelon.
Juicy is what he means.
Full of liquid.
How do we know when you're ripe, Drew?
Oh, you'll know.
Can you say anything, or is it all in the eyes?
It's all right. I like that sign.
I'm ripe.
I'm right. And as always, your host with the most.
Single bands from a Walmart.
Ouch.
See, that's good.
I know, it's an
I wouldn't-
impressive record.
Yeah,
I know.
I wouldn't have been quick enough with that. That was good. Because you're ripe.
Right.
Uh-huh.
He's an astrophysicist, so you got to give him credit where he's due.
That's impressive.
I know.
Astrophysicist.
Yeah. Listen, God had to give him something, because it ain't
Yeah.
downstairs. You know what I
Fucking
mean?
genius.
Yeah, let's not praise him too much. He's a fucking dick. Let's get into it. Howdy. Oh, welcome to the show.
LaVogue, you and I are like Brian May from Queen.
What do you
Like,
mean?
Your half and my half. I'm an astrophysicist and you're an awesome guitar player.
Oh, I forgot he does that too. What do you think?
And
What do you
CJ's old as shit, so I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
got that
old.
going.
Yeah. I just sacrifice children and suck their blood for youth.
That's not all, he sucks.
Right?
Honest
But
to
it
God, I'd rather hear you doing that than like sacrificing animals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. No, dude, I'm a vegan.
Oh yeah. Definitely
Yeah,
stick with the
bro.
humans then.
Cannibal,
Yeah,
vegan.
sacrifice is fine.
Yeah, fuck those kids.
Yeah, but I will not eat steak.
Oh yeah, no.
fuck that.
No, stay away from the cow. It's
Yeah.
sacred.
It's awesome. It has 3 stomachs. We only have 1.
They have 3 stomachs.
Cows, yeah.
Since when?
And they can't digest corn. Or no, they have 4. They have
What's
4
the point of
stomachs.
having a 4th stomach if you can't digest something?
We can't digest corn.
Since when?
Ever. That's why it's in
Corn
your
comes
poop.
out your shit. Every time I have Chipotle, I gotta explain that I have corn.
You explain it. Oh my lord, Jesus Christ!
Dude, if you're like corn is a fuel, bro. You can run your
Since
car off of
when?
it.
I don't remember being told I could do that.
Ethanol.
I
That's
I
corn.
know.
You have one of
It's
those special
ethanol.
cars, though. You got to be I guess I can't say that word.
Yeah, but you still put it in your body. I mean,
Corn
that's not
syrup.
justifying. Right.
Yeah,
Dude,
corn syrup.
Actually, the other day, okay, real quick, then we'll get back on to Andrew.
No.
As I was in Walmart before I got banded, right, I was reading the maple syrups. And do you know, most maple syrups, like almost all of them on the shelf, besides the really cool glass bottle ones, are not even fucking maple syrup. They're just corn syrup. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not even, what the fuck is that?
Like maple flavored stuff.
Yeah, it's maple flavored corn.
So now that I'm up in New England, there's like, the maple syrup is like people tap their own shit up here, and then like Vermont, there's some pretty good
Yeah.
brand. I'd have to get the brands, But it's like we've become snobs with maple syrup.
Dude, I bet. Because, like,
Mhm.
when you actually get maple syrup, whole different world.
Oh my
Whole
God,
different
like
world.
real maple syrup. It's like, get out of here. I don't want
Yeah.
fake shit.
No.
Give me the real stuff.
Right, dude. And I'll pay more for it. I don't care.
I'll pay more for it. I don't care.
Yeah. No, I'll
Yeah.
use less of it. I won't get diabetes because of that.
It's healthy.
Right?
It's the
What
healthy
happens if you
alternative.
already have diabetes?
Well, then you get extra diabetes.
You shouldn't be eating pancakes, you fucking
Yeah.
diabetic.
Funny enough, I'm the asshole that doesn't eat pancakes with syrup
Why?
or waffle.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't do it. I
Oh.
don't
What do you
use-
do? Just butter
I
the
eat-
fuck out of it?
I don't even
Whoa.
butter it, dude. I take the pancake
Dude.
and I fucking eat it.
Time the fuck out. Are you
Yeah.
trying to tell me that when you have a waffle, like a Belgian waffle, when it's got all those squares and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're asking to be filled with syrup,
Exactly.
you don't do it?
Exactly.
Dude, they're
I find-
baking. Like, that's
I
what the
find
cones
syrup-
are for.
I
Or at
find
least some
syrup
butter.
too messy. Way too messy. Way too sticky. I am too messy of a fucking eater to eat syrup.
You are missing out.
Get
on
off the
such
podcast.
experience.
It's not that I've
You get the
never
fuck
done
out of
it.
here.
It's
Yeah,
not that I've done it before. I just
I'm
don't like
taking
it.
your
I
spot
prefer
on this
not to.
podcast now.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I'm upgrading from Drew to Andrew. Okay.
Go ahead. Take care of your own tech problems.
I'd be so fucked. The minute
See,
there was
Oh,
CJ
dude, we'd
would
be
call
screwed.
me in 10 minutes.
I'd kick you out so fast.
You're like, fuck this guy, he's out. Yeah, no, I
Right.
get that.
Wait, if we got a tech dude, we're good. But if I got to pick between a tech dude and another color commentator,
Yeah,
fuck
no,
you. I'll be the only colored.
I completely get it. Yeah.
But-
And what could I add, really?
Well,
A s-
what could I
a
add?
Smooth,
Charm.
a smooth
Smooth
jazz
charm.
background.
Dude, I don't play
Someone's
jazz.
got to be a beta, bro.
It's gotta be the beta bro.
Someone's got to be the beta, bro.
Be a fucking simp on the podcast. Get out of here.
Oh,
Fucking
man.
awful.
So, dude, what the fuck you been up to?
Oh my lord. That's so yeah. Live in New England now.
Oh,
Love
jeez.
it here.
So I visited Boston.
Oh yeah.
I
Boston's
hated
cool.
it. No,
You
fuck
hated
that.
it?
Oh, I hated every part of it.
Was
They're
it the
snobby as
driving?
fuck up there, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's super real. Did you get to drive around Boston at all?
Oh, it's beautiful. And I got to eat these awesome, like, we stopped at this bar and they made different waffles every day. And it was like this awesome meringue something waffle that they made. Oh, dude, it was awesome. I
Did you
can't.
put syrup on it?
Oh, yeah. I drenched that
maybe,
sucker.
maybe I'm a dumbass, but like going back into the pancake thing, like-
We can't
I
get off.
I like chocolate chip pancakes. So you're
Yes.
telling me that you add sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar
100%.
whenever you have chocolate chip
Yeah.
pancake? What the? And
You
I'm
maybe-
the one.
actually, at
and
that
I'm
point,
the one
maybe
that's
you
at
take the
risk for
apricot.
diabetes. What
At
the
that
fuck?
point, you might take apricot instead of maple, just to flavor it up.
Twin berry from Perkins.
I
Twinberry is
would
good.
back against the wall though. Like if I had to make a decision, I would go blueberry pancakes over chocolate.
Me too.
Like
Yeah,
a nice
I would do
blueberry.
fruit. I would do fruit over chocolate.
Yeah, but you're also like exercise oriented, or at least you were before you became a mountain man.
Dude, it's this new. No, I still run and shit, and I still try to. I paddleboard now. That's the big thing I
Fuck.
do up here.
That's
How? How do you go through the ice?
Oh, see that's been the
rain.
hurdle. Is wait the what?
Or rain.
Oh, dude, it's raining
Because-
actually.
I'm a Browns fan.
Hmm.
I went there to go watch Tom Brady whoop Cleveland's ass, and it was the last year that Tom was actually on New England.
Okay.
And like, dude, it rained the whole fucking day, and I
Dude.
underestimated it. It started raining as soon as we woke up. It was like 6 in the morning. I'm like, surely it can't rain all day. And my
Oh.
brother's like, no, you're by the coast. It can.
It can. That's what it's doing today. Is it's just all fucking sloshy and rainy out. So in the summertime, like for 8 months out of the year, like we'll go paddleboard. We picked them up last year. So much fun. Just go like you just stand on the board, go out in the water. Oh, it's a magical experience. Especially if it's just a beautiful day outside. Maybe a
Yeah.
little bit of cloud coverage. Oh, I love it.
Well,
Talk about inspiration.
I was creeping on your Instagram there, and you have some amazing photos, dude.
Oh, thank you.
You see some fucking views, dude. I mean, you got an eye, but you
Dude, I'm a
That's
slut
where you
for the
get them.
view.
I see. I was wondering where you got some of those. I was like, man, those are really fucking nice.
Dude, slut for the views.
Slut. Yeah. Amen.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I guess like anymore, I just try to get out and like I love the nature stuff, so definitely do something with that, and you know, and that kind of like plays into like songwriting and stuff like that. I try to like pull a little bit of nature. I don't want to say I do it deliberately, but when I'm writing something, especially doing all instrumental stuff, it is like not easier, but using like a location as a backdrop kind of allows me to like use it as a canvas. You know what I mean?
It sets a tone. It
sets
sets
a tone.
an emotion.
Exactly.
So if you want something to be happy, you can pick a little happier spot, maybe by, you know, a waterfall or something. I don't know.
Totally. 100%.
Yeah, I understand you're setting your own scene. It helps you set the scene and the mood for your music. And that's, some people don't understand. That kind of gets lost anymore now, but true artists understand that music itself is supposed to be a story.
Totally.
It's a whole story. Even if there's lyrics or not, whatever it is, it's supposed to take you on a ride.
Yep, that's the intent of it. And like I put out an EP in January, which I can't believe it's almost been a year already. And when I did the EP, I had a lot going on. I think everybody had a lot going on last year, right? Like, no matter what, we all had the pandemic, so everybody had a lot going on.
Did you do that during quarantine?
Oh yeah, I did it during quarantine.
I think even this year. I mean, we just did the Takeout, which is our movie reviews.
Oh, and cool.
We recorded it right before this one, but you know, it's gonna release. I don't know when. Anywho, keep an eye out for it, people.
Season 2.
Season 2. But
that one might be the last one.
Oh, but you know, I was telling Drew that exact same thing. Like even this Christmas and last Christmas, they just don't feel like traditional Christmases.
No,
you know, everybody's kind of in a low spot.
For real, no, it's been weird, and it's like I was actually just talking to my wife Kels about this. Like oh yeah, Drew, that's changed since we last spoke. Like I'm married now.
Dude, I mention it every time. I was actually gonna go a little bit into your backstory.
Can I just say, actually, even to pause that, I have a great memory that I want to bring up, and I've been waiting to bring it up until this podcast. Okay.
Was I drunk?
Oh, I don't know if you were drunk, but it doesn't even, if you were, it just adds more color to the story. Okay, let me just back this up. So CJ, you remember what the dorms looked like, right?
Yeah.
So for anyone who's listening to this and they don't know what the Leiden dorms look like at YSU. So
which I never attended. I was just there all the time.
Dude, that's what half the people were doing. I barely attended it.
You went to more classes than some of the people on our floor did.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. It's crazy that I could just sneak into college. It wasn't even sneak. I would just walk in and sit down, and no one would even ask me what I was doing.
Nobody gives a shit. Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
Nobody cares. That's my favorite thing about adulthood is how little anybody actually gives a shit. We all just kind of play along.
Right.
You know? So we're in the dorm. So you got the hallway and you got, you know, different rooms on each side. So I remember I was one of the only people, if I remember correctly, in the dorms that had like a day job on top of school.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving my job, coming back to the dorms. And this is when I lived with Brian. B. Mead, the best. I remember laying down in my bed, closing my eyes and slightly falling asleep for like 30 seconds. Next thing I know, I open my eyes to this large werewolf mask scaring the shit out of me. I was pissed. Do you remember that? Do you remember doing that shit to me?
I have a photo of that somewhere.
You do? Oh, it was fucking terrifying. I closed my eyes for 30 seconds. I opened them up, and the werewolf is just like in my face. It's fucking terrifying.
Drew, you're lucky you didn't get knocked the fuck out.
Like every time I think of you, that sticks in my head.
I mean, I got the weird dimension now. So.
Then you get mad at him. That's why you don't talk to him.
Yeah, fuck
like every time
guy.
I think about you, I start to miss you. Then I remember that werewolf shit you pulled.
Oh,
I'm like, fuck this guy.
So I remember being so tired and then just being so scared. Fucking horrible.
So I was I was a little prick back then.
You still are.
No, I'm a big prick now. So a little bit of backstory, and like he had gone into, Andrew was Brian Mead's roommate when we were in college on the fourth floor Unity.
Fourth floor Unity, absolutely.
And like I said in the Brian Mead episode, we had an open door policy. Everybody always had their door open.
Yeah.
If you were part of the Unity and you were home or you were in the dorms, you had your door open. People would come in, people would come and chill with you, people would watch TV. Nobody gave a fuck. It was just hanging out with people.
It was.
Which I completely miss. I live in an apartment building now and nobody talks to you.
Totally.
It kind of pisses me off.
Dude, they don't give a fuck. We're just
We're
adults don't give a
adults
fuck.
now.
Yeah.
But
Also,
like
you don't make new friends. You just don't.
Right.
we would always go to parties and stuff. You know, we were connected.
Uh-huh.
All of us were buddies, except for me and Gary.
Oh, I forgot about that. Hilarious stories. with
Him and I
Gary, though.
fought so many times. Figure he'd pick on the fat kid.
Fucking
But
Gary.
I remember the story that you're talking about now, and what had happened is, do you remember Sekou?
Yes. Yes.
Him, me, and Dunk had gone to Walmart, and it was around Halloween time, and we had picked up a mask, and and we walked back through the door, and we saw your door open. And coincidentally, you're gonna have to kick Brian's ass for this too. Brian Mead was in there as well.
He was?
Yeah.
And he just let that happen. That's classic.
Well, your
Brian
door
Mead.
was open.
That's classic.
You weren't sleeping with your door open. That was kind of weird.
Oh.
You have an open door policy.
Yeah, but you don't sleep with your door, but that's you're just waiting for shit to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. You're asking for it.
I was
It's like
asking
passing
for
out
it.
with your shoes on.
So Brian was in there, and I believe I asked his permission. I was like, dude, you care if I scare the shit out of LaVogue? He's like, no, man, go for it. I'm pretty sure somebody recorded it, too. Don't hold me to that. I don't even know what would happen to that. Many phones ago.
Oh,
But yeah, I peered over, and I started, like, breathing heavy.
is that what it was that woke me up?
Yeah, and that's when you woke up. You jumped out of bed. And you were about to beat my fucking ass.
I remember being so mad. Oh, I was so mad. But I understand the humor of it. You know, like objectively, I can appreciate the moment. But in the moment, oh my god, dude, I just remember being so comfortable.
And
You
it
know,
was fucking
comfortable.
ruining it.
I was so comfortable.
Like
just
that time
my
in
little-
between the snooze.
Mhm.
You know, no one's as comfy as in between snooze
No,
time.
dude, I was aware of how comfortable I was, and then I heard, and I look over, and this big fucking werewolf is staring at me. Terrifying.
You shit yourself?
I
would've-
should have
I should have. I would
thrown it
have.
at him.
So,
Like a monkey.
and
Exactly.
I had mentioned this
Just
once
revert
before.
back.
Congratulations, by the way, in getting married. I guess
Oh,
my
yeah.
invitation got lost in the mail somewhere.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Here we go.
Thanks for the invite, bud.
Yeah, here we go.
Funny enough, though,
It's okay. I
your
didn't want to have
current
good times
wife-
with you or nothing.
your current wife is the girlfriend that you had when I first met you.
Yeah.
So, dude, kudos for being there with her together for that long. I mean, many happy more
Crazy.
to it for the future. But that was, I don't know what, 2013. So you guys have been pushing it for a while. That's very nice.
Damn.
Moved
One
out
of the only
together.
married people that we've had on the show.
Yeah,
I think
Really?
we're the second married one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's well, I think anymore it's hard to find that person, dude. Not
Yeah.
a lot of people are on that wavelength to even want to deal with each other to make it through shit.
Dude,
know?
like we talk about this, like her and I are pretty aware of how lucky we've been
Yeah.
this whole time. You know what I mean? And it's like that's not lost on
Right.
our just regular conversations even. I mean, like just like you said, it's hard to make a friends as an adult, number one, and to have like a pretty solid relationship is not something you can just get within a year with somebody, you know.
Yeah.
So we're pretty, knock on wood, thankful and aware of how appreciative we
Well,
are.
and a lot of that too, though, man, is work. You know, like
Yeah.
you choose to love somebody. You know,
Totally.
so you got to wake up, and even on the hard days, you got to choose to love them.
Totally. And it's
And-
like, oh, go
oh.
ahead.
I just feel like a lot of people, I mean, even me at some points in my younger self, I'm 30 now, I'm too old to worry about that shit. But like, even in my younger days, that was kind of me, where it's like, anymore, the first bump, a lot of people are like, oh, well, fuck this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see our parents deal with it, you know? So
Right.
we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
I just had a
Right.
sudden realization. I was going to ask you where you grew up. And for the longest time, I was going to say it started with some place named with C. And I remember it was in Ohio. I originally said Champion. It just dawned on me. You're Latonia, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Memory's still kind of there.
Yeah.
But that is around the Youngstown area. And I mean, you're
Mhm.
even repping the Cavs, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. That's one thing I haven't let go of. I'm not
You
gonna
know-
jump on the Celtics bandwagon up here.
No. And it's weird, dude.
Uh-uh.
When I was in Boston, I had all my Browns gear on. Nobody, like, really had sports apparel on there.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and it was funny because like, I like to read what locals like to wear, so you're not looking super goofy when you go play.
Right.
Right. And one thing it did say about Boston was, like, not a lot of people wear sports apparel. Only on, like, the days they play sports, maybe.
I guess that is it. Like,
Because, like, Pittsburgh, man, every day people will have Steeler jerseys on. Like,
oh yeah,
you
Penguins
will,
jerseys.
yeah. Cleveland, same thing. There,
Yeah.
I guess it's like, when they play, people will wear it. Other than that, they're repping their college shit or something, you know?
Dude, yeah, Boston's an interesting town. Like I've been there so many times now at this point, and like just for fun and also for shows, going
Yeah.
down to Boston and playing. And the thing is with like New England that I've realized has a different kind of feel to it. Maybe it's all in my head, but
Yeah.
like Maine, for instance, where I live up in Portland, it's a pretty like laid back place for the most part, very artsy, and
Yeah.
that's similar in Boston. I maybe it would be a stretch to say Boston's as laid back as Portland, but
Yeah.
overall though, it's definitely like it's got a cool, very like appreciative of the
It's,
artsy kind of vibe.
yeah, it's a very hipster place, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna bust
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna bust it
He's
for you.
the
It's a hipster
Seattle
place.
of Maine.
Yeah.
Dude, for
And, like,
real.
Like, to let you know, like, I liked Mansfield. Like, once I got out to the country of the place, those were my people. Those,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ignorant like that. That's
No, dude.
they're like, let's blow shit up. I'm like, actually, I went there and there was this bartender. I don't even know where I went to eat, but I remember he was talking to us because obviously he knew we weren't from town. Not only am I wearing Cleveland shit, but I can pronounce ours, you know?
Oh my gosh, right?
Like,
Haba.
yeah, they sound like babies, but dude, the way
You guys all
explained-
from around here.
he explained the first time he saw Tom Brady or whatever, and just the way he told his story, I was just entranced. Like, he was like so animated, and the way he talked, I was like, dude, this guy's awesome.
Dude, I
Dude, I
imagine if
love
Tom Brady
people
gets
like
like
that.
paraded down the street, that like instant wet spots start showing up on dudes. And it's like they water full of jizz coming down behind him.
Tommy.
Like, they actually, it's like they got to save extra money per year when they did that for extra cleaner for the street.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine being on that city planning board?
Oh,
Having to deal
damn.
with that? Just ridiculous. But
What
yeah,
are we
it's
doing
You
about
got to
the
deal with all the
Jizzing
marathons.
oh my lord, yeah. Up in Boston. Yeah, it's been interesting. Like Drew, I don't know if you remember this, but one of the things that was really important to me after college anyway was kind of like branching out a little bit and moving just to see what it would be like. And we picked Maine on a whim. I swear to God, I have no family up here, neither does Kels, and we just wanted to live by the water and got unbelievably lucky with everything, with the move and finding jobs and stuff like that. Like we, as a younger 20-year-old, we moved out, and looking back on that now as almost 30, as I'm 29, it's like, holy shit, we got lucky. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
like the amount of things that can go wrong,
Oh,
or even just not building like a social network where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got so lucky with finding friends and a spot.
I was
and
gonna say
everything.
you're also an open guy. Like, You know,
got the fingers of a god.
And you, not just that, you also go out and you do stuff that other people would like usually, kind of like how I would go out and bowl. It's more of a social thing. I like to go out to get with the people. So no matter where I would move, I'm going to at least know a couple people in the area because I'll at least get involved with that stuff. And like you're also trying to be involved. And that's the thing. If you're going to move somewhere new, you got to understand how those people kind of live and try to get involved with what they do.
Totally.
You know, kind of simulate. And if you do that, you'll have a wonderful time because no one's going to make it on their own, bro.
No.
Especially when kids, you'll never make it on your own.
No.
So I'm trying to go back here, and I've been wanting to ask this for you, and I wanted to wait for the podcast too. After college, even kind of during college, after we were on the 4th floor, which was my 3rd year. I assume we're the same age. So it was probably around the same for you too, right?
It was my 2nd year.
Okay. What happened after that? Because I don't remember you being part of Brian Mead's house.
I didn't live in the house. No, I had to move back home for like financial reasons at that. So at that point, it was just like a 30-minute drive to go to school. But I worked up in Youngstown too. And obviously a lot of my friends were up there. So I didn't live there full time, but I was up there every day at work or at school.
So I'm also going to assume that you graduated, right?
I did. Yep. 2015.
A few of our people, bit the bullet and went somewhere else, or didn't finish, or things like that. So I guess we're one of the fortunate ones there. But engineering, right? Some kind of engineering?
No. So my degree
was it originally?
It was criminal justice and political science.
It was never engineering.
No, dude. Oh God, I'm terrible at math.
Okay.
Terrible at math.
I guess now that you say criminal justice, I do remember it.
Yeah. I mean, I never wanted to be a cop or anything. That wasn't really the direction. But I remember when I got to school, I started taking just like classes because I had no idea what the fuck I wanted to do, and started taking the criminal justice stuff. And then you start taking those classes, and you're like, oh shit, this whole system is fucked up. This is a fucked up system. And, I found it interesting and just kept learning about it. And then doing the political science stuff on top of the criminal justice stuff, you really get a good, not a real world, but in the academic sense, you get a pretty good idea of how fucked up some of the systems are that we just live in.
Well, coincidentally, Youngstown has a lot of good and bad examples of both. Even just the Jim Traficant stuff and everything past that. You have all the political problems. You have this, that, and the next thing, and your criminal justice thing. There's a lot of crime in Youngstown.
You know what the biggest issue is citizens let the biggest issue is citizens let the standards drop. And then they expect the government to hold it up in a way. Like the money issue, that's a lot of government too, but like we started sacrificing things we didn't want to do because we were lazy. And because of that, it started getting way too big, dude. And it's just real hard to manage such big things when the best thing about traveling is you realize no one thinks like you.
Oh yeah.
You realize like where you come from, everyone's more on the same page there, and you thought you were different there.
Yeah.
And, you realize, like, no, I wasn't that different there. Like, this is fucking different, right? So, like, how are you ever going to make a rule that fits all of ours? You're not. It's just not going to happen. Stop being stupid. There's no rule that all 50 states are really always going to work with. So, like, each place got to be able to kind of manage themselves.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Yeah, in Youngstown... I wish I knew more about the history of Youngstown.
Youngstown got screwed because they put all their money into steel, which that happened a lot around here. Everybody, basically steel companies came in, they built everyone's homes, they gave everybody jobs, they didn't give a shit who your mayor was because your mayor and everybody got paid by them.
Right.
And then what happened was they moved to Mexico and said, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then because they put all their eggs in that basket, they got screwed.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of people try to bring those places back, but another reason we got rid of steel and all that was because our rivers and shit were catching on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was killing the environment in a very serious way. So it, like, in a sense, it's kind of like, okay, China, go ahead and make those if you want to kill your
Right. Yeah. No, it's interesting, and I like being from from our area, you know.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've noticed, because growing up where I grew up in Latonia, there was 1,900 people in the small town that I grew up in. I mean, I graduated with 60 people in my high school.
Yeah. You knew everybody.
Everybody, and it's an interesting experience to move somewhere else where you don't know anybody, and to kind of assimilate, is a good way of saying it, into that new area. And I got fortunate because, music was something that I always wanted to do and didn't have enough self-confidence to do it. And then kind of moving to Maine and some of the stuff I've had happen here, it opened that door again to just kind of walk through it.
Yeah.
And it's been, for what I'm doing, in relatively speaking, I'm very happy with kind of what I've had going on lately.
I mean, first, anybody who hasn't listened to your music, go listen to it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's amazing music, dude.
I have a superficial connection to your music. I remember once you found out that I played guitar, you actually brought your guitar to the dorms, and you decided that you were like gonna play and start serenading. I was actually there when you were like learning. You were still using tabs and stuff too at that point.
Yeah.
And so like going from that to seeing you there and remembering that to knowing what you do now is just, it's awesome.
Thank you.
So much progression.
Yeah. And for anyone who hasn't listened, it's a very John Butler trio-ish, like new wave bluegrass is the way I've always
let him pick that. What is your genre?
Oh geez, I struggle with this because
everybody does, dude.
It's so real. It's so real to it's hard to pin down your stuff. But if I had to say my genre, it would just be instrumental music as an umbrella. But there's a style of guitar that, so if you look at the history of fingerstyle guitar, all of that starts with ragtime and blues. So black Southern musicians, that's where it comes from, the fingerstyle stuff.
Right. Probably because they didn't have picks.
Well, that's part of it. And they were emulating with their thumb the left hand of a ragtime, like Scott Joplin, the Entertainer, da 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 da, like that.
Yeah.
So they were emulating the ragtime, and then since then there's kind of a branch off of that called American primitive guitar playing, and that's the genre that I lean towards the most. If I had to say anything, it would be like American primitive guitar.
Gotcha.
It's a lot of open tunings. It's a lot of just fingerstyle stuff. But in terms of sonically speaking, it's a little bit closer to folk than it is blues, but it's also not just folk. It's got a lot of just cool elements to it.
Oh yeah, a lot of.
Sorry to put you on the spot there. Dude. Most people have to wait for a while to hear that question.
No. It's a good question, and I try not to do. I try to do it my own way. You know what I mean? Like I really deliberately try to avoid like bluesy stuff. Not that I don't love it, but there are a lot of people who do it better than me. You know, so
well, or you just want to push yourself in different ways, like
in a different direction. Exactly.
I think that's one thing that's died about music in a good way. Remember when we were younger, if a fucking punk band decided to do country song, we'd lose our shit. How dare you? You crossed us. But now that we're older, it's like, oh, they just wanted to try something new, and we were being dicks. We were being assholes.
Well, that's a real thing about today too, right? You can be whatever. Today.
Whatever. That's what I mean. It's more accepted. No one cares.
Mm-hmm. Nobody cares. Like you can be. There's a lot of musicians that make the jump to acting, and once like 20 or even 10 years ago, I feel like you were expected to be in a certain lane. Mm-hmm. So if you're a singer, and let's say you found success in it, and you're a singer, and you're more publicly known, it was weirder to see you go into the direction of acting. But look at Lady Gaga now. Like she's a great example of somebody who started as a musician,
and then
did some stuff in theater, and now she's doing acting, and everybody's cool with it.
P. Diddy, that was like unheard of. It. Will Smith,
I mean,
that was the biggest one, probably.
I was gonna say you had Eddie Murphy who dropped a couple huge songs. Yeah, he has a couple big songs.
These were more comedy though, like.
No.
Like it was
look up his songs.
It was a back of comedy. That's what he was.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, my point is, he started out as a comedian who got into acting, which was weird. Who then made music.
That's an interesting path.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff interests me.
Right. And, back in his day, he wasn't like, you can't play his stuff now. If you've never listened to Eddie Murphy stand up, oh my, buckle in. Because it's like, who's the guy on, Bob Seger or whatever? The ones who did the show with the twins.
Oh, jeez.
Bob Saget?
Yeah.
Oh, Bob
From
Saget.
Full House?
Yeah, dude. From Full House. You ever listen to his stand-up? He is not a wholesome dad.
No.
He is not a wholesome dad.
I remember the first time I heard his stand-up, I was like, really? Like, this is the same guy?
They picked him? Because he's a comedian before. So he did his stand-up like that before, and you're like, that's him.
That's the guy we want.
That's it.
I would love to have been a fly on the wall of that executive decision. There. Yeah, that's the asshole we need. This guy.
All right, we have to have that guy who sucks dick.
Yeah, this guy fucking sucks. Oh.
LaVogue, one of the other things I wanted you to get into, and I'm pretty sure I got this right, the Early Morning band.
Oh, that band. Yeah. That's
that was band. Where I came back to you. I don't know whether it was a suggestion or something that like they're like people you may know, and that was it. And you were in that band. Tell us about that, man. Like I don't really know much about it, and it didn't go. And you're not in it now.
Yeah.
No, it was a flash in the pan sort of thing, and like it was fun while we were doing it. But I mean, I had that was a weird time in my life where you know how we're all in the ballpark of 29, 30 at this point. Yeah. You know how you look back at like 25 and you're like, wow, I was a completely different person.
Yeah.
That's sort of where I'm at with that band, where I look back now and I had no business being in a band with anybody else at that time. I had a lot of shit to take care of.
She was a wonderful singer too.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
And we still sort of know each other. We still sort of know it because she just lives in town. So we all still sort of know each other. It hasn't gone anywhere in that sense. Yeah. But yeah, I was in that band for a moment. It was only like 6 months or so. We were maybe a year we were playing shows, but it never really amounted to much. And doing the solo stuff I do now, I've thankfully found my foothold a little bit better in this track of things. And it's like that EP I put out at the beginning of the year, like I didn't anticipate, and again, this is all relative, right?
Yeah.
But like I didn't anticipate the kind of the love that it got, which was really, it was a surprise and really meant a lot in the moment.
I mean, as us creating this, dude, we were excited when we saw one of our videos. I think it got like 40 views, roughly up there, and we were like excited, like, oh damn.
Yep.
So I get it. I understand.
That video is our one with Ariana, our stripper true. And OnlyFans friend. Go take a look at that one whenever you have some time. What episode?
She's a pretty cool girl.
She was season 1 though, right?
Yeah, she was. Pathetic season 1.
Yeah, pathetic season 1. We're all about season 2.
She's a fan favorite. I mean, we're gonna have to bring her back.
She's gonna have to come back. That is true. She was already at the end of it. She's like, I'm gonna bring more friends, and I was like, I like where this is going.
This is great. Like, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not fighting this.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop that.
So Andrew, again, I'm gonna jump into something else. You have a new album out.
I do.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so that's the one I put out. That's the EP I put out in January. It's called Surrounded by the Northern Lights. And so again, it's weird because I had a lot of stuff go on last year. Like, yes, the pandemic, but I had a lot of shit to just figure out as a human, as like personally.
Well, I think it has to do with life, man. We're at that point in life where we're looking back and we're not where we thought we'd be
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look at 30 and you're like, man, I thought I'd have it figured
Right.
out.
I thought I'd have something figured out at this point, you know, at least figure myself out a little bit
And
more.
now it's no longer about who, like, it's weird when you're young. It's all about finding out who you are, and because of that, you do a lot of weird things to find out who you are and whatever. But now that you're older, it's more about, I need to leave a legacy. I want to like teach people. I want to leave something more than me.
Totally. That's definitely, and that definitely, you know, I'd be lying if I said that didn't go into my thought process when making the EP. You know, like I'd be lying. But like the thing about that EP, or that album, I definitely pulled from concepts of a lot of the thought process that I had going on at the time, you know, and I used the backdrop of Acadia National Park in Maine. So like the whole EP takes place, it's like a snapshot of a weekend. So it's 4 songs, and that's 3 days, and it was supposed to be like, imagine this, right?
Yeah.
The way here's the thought process I had. Imagine you have a lot of mental health stuff going on, and then you take a weekend trip, and then at the end of the weekend trip, you just feel better because it was a good trip.
Right.
That's it. That's the core concept of it right there.
I mean, it's sometimes, I guess, in a way, changing your area can change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, to get out a little bit, and you know, I wanted it to sound spacier, and I wanted it to sound kind of cosmic, and it all just came together, you know. And I've been, again, this is all relative, you know, but like relatively speaking, I've felt really like it was success for me, you know.
What? So you're saying you were having a little bit of hard times and stuff. But what exactly gave you the confidence then to actually play your music live and things like that?
You know, that's a good question. It was, thankfully over the last couple of years, I was a touring guitarist for a couple of years before putting this out.
Yeah.
So kind of got my feet wet just playing out in that sense, you know, as like a touring guitarist. But dude, there's this quote, and I don't know, I think it's Carl Jung or somebody says this, I don't know who, but it says you live 2 lives, right? You live your first life, and then your second one begins when you realize you only have one. And
Ooh.
right.
Ooh.
And
that was a big
I
one when we were in college. YOLO.
Yeah, it's like it's like a mature YOLO.
Yeah.
It's a mature
the
YOLO.
evolved version.
It's like, the evolved version of it.
Go back to Pokemon.
Right. And it was sort of a mix of that, and you know, I had to start like going to therapy and shit and getting everything figured out.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic right there will tell you, it's like, hey, look, everything could change like that.
Boom.
You know? And so it was just a combination of all those things. And I was just like, fuck it. People are going to like it or they're not. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Well,
you know, and
that's kind of the point where I got with this. I mean, I wanted to start a podcast for years and years and years, and just never really had the balls, or I guess the fortitude or will to do it. Mm-hmm. You know, and you are scared. You're getting up here, you're sharing yourself with people, and you know the internet can be extremely brutal because no one has to have a face.
Right.
But you know, I'm at that point now, dude. Life has bit me in the ass so many times. I don't care. I'd rather put myself out there and fail to at least say I've tried.
Yeah. And it puts you in a completely different class of individual, right? Like, no matter what, you've done the thing, no matter what.
Right.
And there are people who want to, and maybe just haven't found the confidence to do it. And hopefully they do, but it's darker to say this, but most people don't,
right.
You know? And that's like, it's brutal to think like that. Like you want the best for everybody, right? But
you got to take chances.
You got to take chances.
You got to jump. And if
you got to jump.
If you ain't willing to jump and sacrifice a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happened, dude. That's exactly what was happening. It's like I had wanted to do my own stuff for so long, since high school. I remember my senior high school talent show, I played a fingerstyle song.
Yeah.
And when I put out this EP, this album this year, it felt like I was going back to that. Like that's really what I wanted to do, you know. And it's been like up in the, like I got in the, this is cool because we're all local to the Youngstown area. Like out here, like I got in the biggest paper of Maine for my album. Like that's fucking cool.
That's neat,
That's
dude.
awesome.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That makes you
Like,
feel good, dude.
made me feel
It-
pretty good.
It lets you know people listen.
Exactly.
And like, I like the idea behind the album anyways. Just, I mean, the idea is like your surroundings actually make a difference. And if that's your headspace surrounding not being clean, or
Yep.
like wherever your home space is not being safe, like you got to get into a right space yourself to become healthy.
Yep.
You know, and I think it really preaches to a lot of people. And I think he did it at the right time when people were kind of stuck inside and really felt that, you know?
Totally.
Really just vibed with it.
So everybody knows that number, but they don't really want to say it. You know what your view count is?
Oh, for like streams?
Yeah.
For the whole EP, two of the songs, so one song has almost 4,500 streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stoked with that. The other one has 1,200, and then I don't know. Two of the other songs on the album have under 500, but they're all starting to climb up, and that's not even a year from being out.
And that's true.
You know, and it's like I haven't paid for any streaming anything. I haven't done any of that. So what I have gotten has just been from me sharing it, and you know, that
exposure.
Kind of stuff.
Exposure's hard, and it's one of those things. The more you get, the easier it is.
Oh yeah. And so I just put out a song the other day.
Yeah.
And this whole next EP, my intent is to kind of reimagine how I view where we're from. And it's not that I have a deeply negative view of it. It's not that at all. But, you know, I had a lot of shit go on. It's weird.
It's weird. Dude, that's looking at yourself. Mm-hmm. That's evaluating yourself, taking yourself out of the reality and looking down upon it. And I'm a people watcher. So like, that's why I also wanted to do a podcast, because I love watching people and diagnosing shit like this.
Totally.
And like, dude, I love sitting back and you can it's just crazy. It's just like answer something. It's just crazy.
It is, you know, and it's like with this next album, I think I'm gonna put it out next year. I've got like half the songs recorded. I'm kind of taking my time with it, but but my intent with this is to write, like, I want to write the prettiest songs I can and tag them emotionally to reevaluate how I view like Latonia, Ohio, for instance, which historically I've always seen it so negatively. But I'm a big believer that you can really change your life or just change the game with one big move.
Yeah.
Right? One big move can do that. And my move is this EP, and it's these songs, and I want them to, like I said, kind of reimagine the perspective I have on how I grew up and where I'm from. And I want it to be absurdly bright and absurdly positive and optimistic.
Because like, dude, there are good things about wherever you're from.
Oh yeah.
Wherever you're from, there are good things about it.
Oh yeah.
It's just, you know, I think that's the problem in most places right there is their mindset, you know, especially people around here, they already feel like it's a dump. So why care?
Exactly.
And it's like, no, you need to have the opposite mindset for anyone to have a better life.
Yep. One move, one big change, one thought process can change so much.
Yes.
And I think people underestimate how powerful that change can be. And it takes a little bit of time and belief that it can happen, but you can change so much with just a positive mind. This is coming from someone who's like I said, I've been in therapy now for like almost 2 years. And it's like figuring out a lot of shit about myself. Like it is possible to just change so much about your life with how you change your perspective on it, you know, and it takes some work, but it's real. So that's kind of like where I came from for this first album. And I want to expand on that a little bit more with the second one. Still keep it all instrumental, you know?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make it a little bit more acoustic too. I kind of want to keep it a little more pure this time.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a little more hardy. I love acoustic, dude. Love acoustic. I also like it when they like 12 string, like
Oh yeah.
12 strings, especially when they take different strings off of it for some
Oh
reason.
yeah.
I love it.
John Butler does that, I think,
Yeah, he does.
in Oceans.
Yep, I think it's the G. He only has one G
Mm-hmm.
string.
Yep.
G
Just
string.
yeah,
LaVogue,
right.
LaVogue, if you don't mind, right now I'm going to go through some of our quick questions here. Like I
Fire
said
away.
to you earlier before, they're like designed to be 5 to 10 second answers. If you want to do quicker than that, that's up to you. Just the first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
So, Mrs. Butterworth or Aunt Jemima?
Ooh.
Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, you got to take the soul.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
Pancakes or waffles?
I'd have to say waffles.
Okay. If you got a hall pass for anybody, a celebrity or anybody, who would it be?
Oh boy, that's
Ryan Reynolds.
Brian Mead.
Oh, but yeah, Brian Mead, I'd have to say. That would change on the day. I don't have an answer for that because it changes so much. I don't know. I have no answer for that.
All
It would
of them.
depend on the day.
Jessica Simpson.
Okay. If I had to throw one out today, let's say Zoe Saldana. Do you know who that is?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Gamora, right?
Yeah. I'd have to say her because I just watched a movie with her in it.
I was gonna say, and paint her green, dude. If you ain't green, get the fuck out of here.
What's your favorite guitar currently?
Oh, my favorite guitar? Probably this one.
Do they have names?
My acoustic. This is my Guild. Look at this thing.
That is pretty.
Love it.
Very nice.
There's a huge crack in it right here. I don't know if you can see.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. What'd I do?
Oh no.
Wait, I know what I did. I hit a button.
Andrew, come back to us.
I'm here. Sorry about that.
Baby, come back. You
All
can
right, what are
blame
these
it
questions?
all
Fire
on
away.
me.
All right. Fender or Gibson?
Fender.
Why?
It's brighter.
I remember you had a Telecaster.
Oh yeah, I certainly do. I still have another one over here.
Maple or rose?
Wait, what?
I said
Maple or rosewood?
All
neck.
of my necks have maple necks.
Yeah, all mine are rosewood.
Really? I mean, I like both.
Oh, I don't. I like the color of it better. I'm a sucker. Like it has to look good, and I like the darker
yeah.
color of the rosewood.
I'd be lying if I said looks weren't
Yeah.
huge.
Oh, huge when I picked a guitar. Huge. Like that's most of it.
It needs to look good. Look good, play good.
From all the shows that you've done, what was your favorite show that you had?
Favorite show?
Craziest show.
Craziest show. Well, craziest and favorite are two different shows.
Hit
So
me.
my favorite show that I've ever done is the one I did in October of this year.
Oh,
It was all mine. It was just me. It was all my fingerstyle stuff. And the reason that's my favorite is because people attended. I actually made a lot of money. Like it went as perfect as I could have gone.
Right. And fuck dealing with other people.
Yeah. It was just it was my performance.
Yeah, it was all about you.
Yep.
Fuck the lead singer, fuck the drummer.
I had a friend play with me, and when he was walking off the stage, I was like, I think I said, it's about me. Get out of here. It was something like that. Like I was like, get off stage, go. But people liked it. People liked it.
That's awesome, man.
My craziest show, I flew out to Chicago once for a gig, played the gig, and then flew home and went to work the next morning.
Damn.
Again, didn't even go out to the bar with me. Asshole.
What are you talking about?
I live in Chicago now. Yeah.
Well, did you live in Chicago 3 years ago?
No.
Well, there you go.
Oh, then fuck you, Drew.
Yeah.
Couldn't even hit me
Trying
on
to
the way
make
back.
him feel bad, you prick.
Yeah.
I assume that you're going to Guitar Center every once in a while. I mean, most musicians do.
Probably after this.
What is the go-to song when you're testing out a guitar for you?
Oh,
is it the Forbidden Rift?
Oh, I don't play the Forbidden Riff. What do I play? I probably play Sligo River Blues from John Fahey. And it's a super easy song, and it's just one that's super easy to it's finger style, and I just like it because I can hear how the guitar is going to sound.
I always like to do Higher Ground by Red Hot Chili
Oh,
Peppers.
yeah, that's a good one.
Because I love slapping that bass line. Boom, bam, 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 bam. So
You go to your little corner and fuck off.
yeah, that's what
Your
I
little
do.
bass corner.
My little bass corner that they have, facing
That's
away
what
from
I do.
everybody.
I go put myself in the acoustic room and I'll close the door. I don't want anyone listening to me. Get out of here.
Actually, I have an Ibanez acoustic bass that I bought from doing that. Like me and this
There you
dude
go.
were in there just jamming for like an hour, and I was like,
Oh.
you know what, this bass ain't bad.
You're like, I like this bass. Like, this
Right.
is cool.
Then I realized, like, no, I just liked being in there jamming.
Right.
Like I could have done without it. I don't use it. I don't play live.
Right.
If you could pick any instrument other than guitar to play, like what would you play? Not one that like you can play, but one that you've always wanted to, or I guess can play.
Cello.
Cello.
A cello.
I love the way the cello sounds. Love it.
That's different. That's a different one, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love saxophone.
Saxophone's good.
Sexy,
Saxophone's
man.
cool. Especially a good sax player.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
A lot of ska bands I love. The saxophone.
Oh, yeah. The trumpets. The brass
Trumpets.
section in
Yeah.
general.
Oh, great.
So you've been up in Maine for almost a decade, right?
Almost 6 years.
6 years.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about moving back, or is that the place for you?
Sure. The short answer is not in a serious capacity. No, this is like we've had such life-changing things happen in Maine that like it's hard to separate. It's hard to want to walk away from that, you know. Like something as easy as, you know, like my album, like getting some public attention for it, that happened here, you know, and like just kind of finding ourselves a little bit happened here. So because of that, it's hard to want to walk away from this place, you know.
Gotcha.
So I would say as of now, Maine is the place.
Gotcha. Home is where the heart is.
Congratulations, Maine.
Yeah.
You get to fucking deal with them.
Yeah, exactly. You get to deal with this asshole.
You said that you've been in therapy here for a second, and one of the craziest things, I guess one of the main things that like movies and TV shows tell you is like to find a happy place.
Mm-hmm.
That helps a lot. What's your happy place? What do you envision when you close your eyes?
My happy place. Wow. Well, I like being here.
Is it you sitting on the couch, or is it you up in the national park? Is it?
Right.
Oh boy, it's honestly, I'm not dodging your question. My honest answer to it is I don't have a specific happy place.
That's
I really
good.
don't.
Multiple help out better.
Yeah, multiple places I can like
Be
I'm
happy.
just as, yeah, I don't have a specific place.
I can be happy anywhere.
Yeah, you know.
I just get happy boners
Oh, dude, yeah, 100%.
all the time, everywhere.
100%. I'm almost 30 and it still happens.
Yes, yeah. It doesn't change, boys. Always carry them books.
Always have a bag on you.
Right, to flip it around.
Yeah.
So it's been said before that it takes a very short time to catch somebody's attention. That people decide whether they like you in the first 30 seconds of meeting you or not.
Mm-hmm.
What song, if given 30 seconds, should somebody listen to understand and start to like you?
A great
Oh,
question,
boy.
dude. I like that.
I have an answer to that. I would have to say either Blackwater Side, it's a song from Burt Yanch, or Sunflower River Blues from John Fahey.
It's not one of yours?
Oh, if you wanted to listen to a song of mine?
Either or. I mean, you did one, do the other one.
A song of mine, I would say probably anything from my album. Anything would work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that amazing?
No, gee. It's that good.
Now, I know that this is coming out in February, but we are recording here around Christmas time. Any plans for a Christmas album in the future?
Not a Christmas album guy. I'm not. I
love Christmas songs. Oh.
I like Christmas. Like I definitely like the holidays and stuff, but not enough to learn a bunch of songs about it.
We could do It's Cold Outside, the appropriate version.
Yeah.
Two
And it can
men,
be-
but baby, it's cold outside.
Two men, very, very respectful tone.
Oh, right. Very
in our voice.
Speaking about
I
things
don't
in the
know if
future,
I should leave. It's kind of dangerous. May I stay here, please?
Yes.
Yes. I'll
speaking
get
of things
you
in
some
the future,
pajamas.
you have any plans for any singing?
I no.
Anybody ask you for it?
No, I've done a couple open mics where I sang a couple songs, and I can do it, but I don't have the same level of satisfaction. It's not for me, the vocals. And
Yeah.
besides, like I'm so much more comfortable just playing guitar that's the boat I'm in.
Gotcha.
It's hard to do both, too. It's
It
real
is hard to do both.
This next question, I'm going to do a little digging.
Do it.
You can feel free to neglect it if you want, but you got a full-time job along with all your music stuff?
I sure do.
Are you allowed to say what it is?
Oh yeah, I work at a solar company.
Solar
Okay.
company. I thought I was gonna guess, with how much he was about that maple syrup, he was a lumberjack
No.
and a new beard.
Yeah, and the beard. Well,
And
the
me.
beard where I work, everybody where I work has a beard. But yeah, no, I
so
work
you
at a,
needed to. It's like part of being there. You
it's
know?
part of being here. It's just
Yeah.
being in New England is the beard. But no, yeah, I work at a solar company out in Maine.
Are they pretty progressive?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would say yes for sure. From a pretty realistic standpoint too. You know, you're still running a business, but yeah.
Well, that kind of leads into what I was going for. Have you assisted your musical talent with any kind of drugs?
Oh wait, do I
Vitamins.
use drugs to write? Is that the question?
No, not necessarily all the
Yeah,
time, but like have
He's
you?
asking,
And what was
have
your
you ever
experience?
used vitamins to, help you unlock new thoughts?
Okay, I see where you're going with this. So I would say that, how's this for a political answer? I am not afraid to inhale the smoke of a God-given tree or of a particular vegetation every day. So so how's that?
I also partake in daily vitamins.
In a daily vitamin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a daily vitamin.
Do you find that it helps you with music then?
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like it lets me put my guard down and I care less. You know what I mean? So
It lets you more emotionally vulnerable.
yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. And because I care less, I can just kind of freely play. And when you freely play, that's when good shit happens.
There's
You
a
know, you
reason
make
why, like, you'll get baked and randomly cry watching a movie.
That's it.
You'll be like, oh, I'm so sad. Why?
It's such a good movie. Yeah, 100%.
You're watching The Tooth Fairy with The Rock. Why are you crying?
Why are you
It's
crying?
sad again.
He's just such a good actor. He's come so far.
I know. He used to elbow people. You know
He
that?
used to, although I do like to do the rock bottom on people occasionally. It's been
The
a
worst,
while.
which is the worst finishing move.
Worst.
So,
finishing move.
so let me just lay my arm on you while you fall.
Yeah, but we can do better than this. The rock
Wait.
bottom.
My second to last question here.
Yeah.
And I had asked Brian this exact same question, and he said you first, but I made him change it. So I'm gonna focus that way. Without Brian being in the mix, or myself, because we're already on it, who is the next member of the fourth floor you think that we should interview? I'll tell you his pick when you're done.
I personally think Will Beard.
We did talk about it for a while.
We
Will
talked about Will for a while. He is
I-
an interesting cat.
I love myself some Will Beard. So I would have to say Will. He's just such a naturally funny person that I would
See, you say that, but I don't know if he's trying, bro.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He is just like, I would have to say Will Beard would be my
He's
Brian?
that type of guy. He's that type of guy that, like, if we had a radio station, I'd keep him around just for content because, like,
Yeah.
his life has to be crazy. Even him going to the grocery store has got to be a fucking event.
It's an
You know?
event. Like, he's just the best.
Brian had said Slowinski.
Oh my God, Slowinski. That would be
Jared.
fucking Jared Slowinski. That'd be another one. That'd be a good
So,
one.
so as a sub question here, would you be coming back on? Would you be open to coming back on if we somehow can organize a whole fourth floor reunion?
I would absolutely do that.
Brian said he's in. I'm already in.
Oh yeah.
There's 3 out of the 12.
I'm not invited to that one.
Hey, you were there.
Well, I better be. It's my fucking show.
I just want to make the plug real quick so anyone listening to this knows how epic the fourth floor of Leiden was. The year we all moved out of the dorms, they had to change the rules of the dorm. People, not everybody knows that, but the fourth floor, like Leiden House, like the housing at YSU, changed policies after we left the Leiden fourth floor. We fucked that place up so much, like it was brutal.
I was there the next year, but I was down, like right being babysat in front of the housing director.
See, I think people don't understand. You know, we talk about, oh yeah, in our younger days, but I mean, in our younger days, we were assholes.
We were assholes.
Damn. Oh my God, you know how many places we ruined going to party?
You know, speaking of Will Beard, I don't know why this pops in my head randomly, but it was the beginning of our sophomore year, and I just remember there was this house party, and Will just kept talking about how bad he wanted to go to the house party, and he left before Brian and I. So Brian and I are walking to this house party down the street, and next thing I hear is just people yelling because there was this huge ass fight that happened at the party, and all I see is Will Beard sprinting away from the party as if he was involved in the fight at all. But he was wearing like his Captain America t-shirt and like red shoes, and I just remember him booking past me. Sticks in my head.
Right.
It's so funny.
Right. Was he even in the fight, or did he just get scared?
No.
He just got scared and he booked it. And he didn't even bother telling us why he was running away. So like we're just walking to the party, and Will just sprints past us. Didn't even give us a warning.
He would just let you die.
Yeah, he just lets us die. He didn't even care.
Doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
That was also the year of the shooting, right?
I think that happened.
The year before.
The year before.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Still.
Which is fair. It's fair to run away if you're seeing a fight at a party. Like, you know, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I would have joined in, but that's...
LaVogue, the last question that I have for you is one that I ask all of our guests here. What's your favorite drink currently, or something that you think our viewers should try? Alcoholic, non-alcoholic, doesn't matter. Whatever you feel.
This is a good one. This is going to really reveal how pretentious I actually am. But I would say a shaken espresso with 2 pumps of white mocha, no original syrup, pumpkin cream cold foam from Starbucks. List all that down. Go get it. Trust me.
I hate you. I think you're never coming out because of that.
That is the level of person I am. Okay, I just want you to know. Like,
yeah, dude. Me. He just wants to. When he went to Maine, he did it. He evolved the full.
I
hipster.
evolved. Like I am.
He is now hipster of all hipsters.
Is that your order or is your wife's order?
That is mine.
Bro, his hair. He's so hipster. His hair fell out, so he has to wear beanies.
I have to wear a beanie with a ball on top of it. Look at this. Look how ridiculous this is. I'm telling you, I want everyone to know. Anyone who listens to this, go do it. Fuck these two. Listen to me.
No.
All right.
No. You want the best life hack ever? What you do is you go to like somewhere like Sheetz or whatever your local fucking awesome gas station is, like Wawa or whatever. You go there, you get the hot chocolate that they sell in the little fucking latte machines.
Oh yeah.
Then you walk over and you take their creamers, and lots of times they have like Hershey creamers and stuff. Put them in there.
What?
Now
no
you have $2.
Way.
You have $2 flavored hot coffee.
Get out of here with that. Nuh-uh. Anyone listening to this podcast or watches this, go get delicious. The Starbucks drink.
No, fuck Starbucks. Overpriced coffee.
I might go get it when we're done.
They got a naked mermaid, and we don't support nudity.
Oh, we support this naked. I might go get that drink when we're done talking.
I'm probably gonna go get a Rockstar because I want my heart to blow up.
Oh, dude.
Actually, Drew and I have always had an addiction to energy drinks, man.
Really?
It's terrible. I don't think we're gonna last too long, so I'm happy.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, season 4 is, I think, when we'll go.
Season 4. That's
some brunchables on that one.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good time to go. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
You've got a couple years of content, and then you can
Dude,
go.
that's because that's when we'll finally get a following and we'll die right there.
Oh yeah.
So we
and then
die
you-
right on top.
And then you can be immortalized right there.
Right.
Yeah.
People, it'll always be like the Kurt Cobain thing. What great music would he be making now? Probably shitty. You know?
Probably shitty. Yeah, he was in his peak.
Yeah.
Andrew, you got anything that you want to plug so people can check you out?
I would just say Spotify and Bandcamp if you want to check out my stuff. I'm on YouTube too, but it helps.
Is it just under your name? It's not under a stage name or anything like that?
Nope, under mine, Andrew LaVogue.
Yep. You want to spell it for the people?
Oh yeah, it's LaVogue.
LaVogue.
LaVogue. Vogue.
Like Vogue magazine.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
LaVogue.
LaVogue.
LaVogue. When you get famous, that's what you're gonna change it to be fancy.
I had this. When I was in like 5th grade, we were doing the school photo shoot. I remember this explicitly, and I remember like the whole middle school being lined up, about to go take photos, and the photographer called me Lavagoo.
Lavagoo.
And it stuck with me through like middle school. Hey, Lavagoo.
Lavagoo.
Horrible.
Oh
Horrible.
well. Yeah, my name's Carl Jones, so.
You're like, fuck this.
Old man ass name.
Right, dude. I went to the doctor's office, Carl. Me and like 4 old dudes stood up.
You don't even know if they're talking to you. Yeah.
No, and they look at me like, "Aren't you too young to be a fucking Carl?"
Yeah, you're like, I hate my name. You're like, thanks for making me hate myself.
But well, it's just one of those names where it felt like I grew up with hardly any money, so like we got a bunch of hand-me-downs, right?
Yeah.
So it was
same.
always like the clothes that we'd get that you wouldn't quite fit into yet. That was too big.
Oh yeah.
It's like that, and I'm waiting to grow into this fucking name. Like one day this shirt might fit. But Drew.
Yep.
You ready to plug?
Absolutely. We're on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor Podcast. That's probably how you're listening to us right now. Keep doing that. View count is important, as we figured out with Andrew. We need those views. We need to know that you love us. So keep doing that. We're on YouTube at the Lunch Table PBJ. We're going to throw up some cool stuff there, including all the episodes that we do. You get to see Andrew's bright, beautiful, shining beard.
Yes.
Look at this
And then
thing.
immediately turn it off because...
Because I
We all
drink
know you got-
Starbucks.
Yeah, you're overheating. We all know you're overheating.
Fuck
It's
this
okay.
hipster.
Right.
Fuck this guy.
Anyone who hasn't seen Andrew, you better go onto YouTube and see this dude, or else you don't understand. You won't understand without eyes upon him.
And then once you see me, they're gonna be like, "Fuck this guy."
They're gonna be like, "You invited him on?
You
We're
invited
done with
that
this
guy?"
fucking show."
Just
What?
remember,
What standards do they have, the bastards?
just remember, Andrew it needs to be heard.
They didn't solve one world problem like they said at the beginning.
Him
Not
and his
one.
music needs to be heard. Seeing him is just the cherry on top.
Seeing him was gonna prevent people from listening.
Seeing him is gonna make a bunch of sticky pants.
I'll blur your face for the whole episode.
Please. Oh yeah, just blur my face out, but keep the beard.
Yeah.
Right. Put Will on his face. And just...
We're on Instagram and TikTok at the Lunch Table PBJ. CJ takes a lot of care of those. Go ahead and look at some of his stuff. We're on Twitter at Lunch Table PBJ. No the there. We do some polls there and some cool stuff. Of course, you can see all the episodes and stuff at that time on those things. We're also on Facebook at the Lunch Table PBJ, as well as our fan page, The Munchies. You can go ahead and take a look there and, start a discussion. Tell us something that you want to see us do, a movie you want to have us watch and review, or somebody you think that's super interesting that we'll try and get.
I mean, we'll do anything. Like I said, we'll do anything. We had a girl show us how to run an OnlyFans.
Okay.
In case you need to know.
Yeah. Well, Drew says, I like to show off my TikTok. I also like to show off my big.
Ah! Heyo.
My big personality.
His big personality.
And lastly, we're on Patreon at the Lunch Table PBJ. Our Patreon member, Nick Jones, earlier today, he donated for another month. So thank you again, Nick Jones. We'd love to have more of you. It's only $1. It's only $1 for the month. But that lets us know that you care and show. And we're gonna have even more stretch goals and stuff for higher tiers and things like that coming up here soon. We just need some brainstorming to come up with some really, really good content.
Just like Drew stretch marks. In the beginning of the you're gonna show them again.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you gotta pay for that. That's
yeah, well, is at the beginning if they didn't pay
That is
attention.
a Patreon.
Yeah.
That is your OnlyFans right there.
Right there, stretch marks, and we're filling them with peanut butter.
Show it off.
Come see
Show
what
off
happened.
All the love.
I'm gonna
Show
fill
all
it
the
with
love.
peanut butter like it's drywall. I'm gonna put a filler in there. I'm gonna sand it.
One side gets peanut butter, one side gets jelly.
Right, we'll sand it. All right.
I'm the white bread.
Monster.
Before we say something that gets us really big fucking trouble. Well, Andrew, thanks for stopping, man. Thanks for taking time
Thanks,
out.
man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
glad I'm glad we could make this happen.
Yeah, this was awesome, bro. I really appreciate it. Love your music. Like your pictures. He has an Instagram. Go check him out. Go check his shit out.
And
once you're done-
LaVogue.
Andrew LaVogue. Go check his shit out. Once you're done doing that, come over to the lunch table. See who else we fucking invite. It's a crazy goddamn time around our table. All right. As always, I appreciate you, the fans. I appreciate you. Andrew, thanks. Yeah. Thanks for stopping. It's getting a lot more fun around here. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.